Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 59 of WWE Universe. As I'm here to review last night's NXT Takeover in Brooklyn, New York. And oh my goodness, it was such an unbelievable night in the NXT community. I'm just loving the entire NXT program. I think Triple H has certainly brought the best out of the show ever since he took over on writing scripts and saying how the show should run, and especially the intro that Triple H gave us at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn was certainly the way to do it for Triple H, because Triple H knew how important NXT is to WWE and developing all these new talents. So we have that very special opening where Triple H says, "We are NXT," which is absolutely amazing. So I do encourage you guys to check out NXT and check out that opening speech by Triple H. That was just a powerful speech by the guy who is responsible for making NXT what it is right now. The guy himself, Triple H. Absolutely amazing. Okay, so let's start with the first match on the block. Obviously, we have the debut of Justin Thunder Liger, who was able to pull off Tyler Breeze, which we all know is like the supermodel type character from his personality that he does every time he comes to the ring. He has this sort of selfie style idea. Obviously, Justin the Thunder was able to impress the viewers in front of 15,589 strong NXT fans, which I thought was an impressive WWE debut for the character, who was from WCW originally. So I'm very, very pleased with his debut, and he's certainly got a good future ahead of him, I really do believe. So you can check that match out on the WWE Network if you guys have subscribed. And then we have the Villains, who are a very, very top-class tag team in NXT, taking on Blake and Murphy with their Alexa Blisser, but obviously the Van Vellas were able to get themselves a female manager, a.k.a. Blue Pants, who's one of the NXT divas in the NXT division. And funny enough, the Von Vellas were able to get their revenge on Blake and Murphy, and they're able to now win the NXT Tag Team Championships, which means the Von Vellas are now the top tag team in NXT right now, which is absolutely an amazing performance for the team, and they've certainly got a great future as the tag team champions, and let's see how well they do in their tag team title reign. Should be a very, very interesting time for the tag team division, and hopefully NXT will continue to impress us with so many tag team memories to come into the towards the end of the year all the way to next year. Should be very, very exciting. And then we have the debut of Apollo Crews. Yes, he's another new guy coming into the NXT community, as he did an impressive debut against Tyler Dullars. I have to say he's very, very electric, and he certainly has really good abilities, particularly with an incredible moves. Particularly his finisher at the end of the match was certainly incredible. It reminds me of Neville, class with Bobby Lashley, class to some of the Alephic guys who love to jump around in the match. So he's certainly got those abilities, and he's certainly going to be a very interesting character for the NXT community, and we'll see how well he does between now and by the time he becomes a part of the main roster, which maybe next year could be his lucky year to hopefully be a part of the main roster. Hopefully after WrestleMania could be his time. We'll see. And then we have Samoa Joe, who is a former TNA guy. Yes, if you are a fan of TNA, you'll recognize Samoa Joe used to come from that company, and he's now a member of the WWE's NXT community. And he's taken on Brandon Carmen, who he was able to actually beat him with a submission, which, I mean, we all know Samoa Joe was going to find a way to win, because he never wants to lose. I mean, the guy is impressive. He's certainly got the ability to go out there and perform. So Samoa Joe once again rising to the occasion in the NXT locker room, which is impressive. And it'll be interesting to see what Samoa Joe would be like as an NXT champion someday. You never know. He might get that opportunity soon. You never know. And then we come on to the first of our championship main events, which is the women's main event, which is the NXT's Women's Championship, where the underdog Bayley, as she was described as of the night, was going to take on Sasha Banks, which has been the boss and AK NXT Women's Champion for some time. And we all know Bayley hasn't really been successful as NXT Women's Champion ever since the title got debuted into the NXT community. But it was only last night that things started to change in NXT, because finally, out of the blue, Bayley finally overcome the odds and finally won the NXT Champion Women's title that she promised to win and told the fans that she was going to do, and she exactly did that in Brooklyn, New York. And what a very touching, emotional moment, closing moments of the match was certainly the moment where Sasha Banks came in and actually hugged Bayley after the match, and you see Charlotte, Becky, Sasha, and Bayley and Becky Lynch all together, representing the four horsemen of the Divas Revolution in NXT, which I thought was amazing, reminiscent to Ric Flair's group back in WCW when he was with Chris Benoit, Arn Anderson, and Dean Morocco. I believe they're the guys from the Four Horsemen. They were the originals with Ric Flair, and obviously this is the Divas version of the Four Horsemen that Charlotte Flair developed in NXT. So who knows? Maybe this team might come to the main roster soon. That's when Bayley becomes a member of the Four roster, which probably won't be till next year when we'll see Bayley a member of the main roster community. And when she does become a main member, maybe we'll see all four of them in a Survivor Series match, which will be interesting to watch. So yeah, very, very happy times for Bayley, and particularly for a big Four Horsemen NXT Divas reunion, which took place after the match, which was a very, very touching moment. And then, of course, the final match of that night was Finn Balor and Kevin Owens' NXT Championship ladder match, which there was no question Kevin Owens was going to be aggressive in this match, because we all know NXT loves to have ladder matches in big situations. And funny enough, Finn Balor was able to overcome Kevin Owens and actually win the ladder match, keep his championship. So there you go. Finn Balor finally keeps the NXT title. So he has proven that he is a real NXT champion, compared to what Kevin Owens was saying about the whole Tokyo, the Beast from the East, where Finn Balor first won the NXT title, which I thought was a very, very special moment. So Finn Balor, still your NXT champion. And obviously Kevin Owens was offered assistance by the officials after the match, which kind of shows you the kind of damage that Kevin Owens suffered after the match, which is quite ironic, really. So there you go, people. They are basically all the NXT matches from NXT TakeOver, and I have to say it was a very impressive night for the NXT community, and it's certainly building things up for big things for the NXT brand, and I certainly think NXT are going to certainly up in their game between now and between now and the end. By the time NXT goes into 2016, I think NXT is going to be massive. But I have got some big news, particularly if you're an NXT fan, because NXT have actually, Triple H actually made this announcement before he left the ring earlier in the night, where he actually told the fans the following news, and that is that NXT is coming to the UK this December, and it's going to take place between December the 10th and December the 18th, and they're going to be coming to London. They're also going to be doing some stuff in Cardiff, Birmingham, Leeds, and so many other countries across the UK will be representing NXT. You can find the full details through the link in the description, because they're offering tickets, and tickets actually go out this week. I believe they go out on Friday at 9 p.m, so make sure you get to the box office if you want to get your hands on tickets to see NXT in the UK this December, and it's certainly going to be a very special moment because I believe it's meant to be an NXT Takeover show in the UK, so it's going to be a big deal in the UK when it arrives. So make sure you look out for that. It should be a very, very special night for the NXT community. And let's not forget, guys, at 7 p.m. Eastern is going to be the time when the 4-hour Summerslam show takes place tonight. Yes, The Undertaker finally returns to pay-per-view since WrestleMania, where he meets Brock Lesnar. I really can't wait to see what happens between Undertaker and Brock Lesnar. I also can't wait to see the John Cena-Seth Rollins match. Will Cena become a 16-time champion just like Ric Flair? Will he hold the US title after the match? That's the big question right here. Also, who's going to win that triple elimination divas match with the Team Bella, Charlotte, Paige, and Becky, as well as Team Beautiful and Dangerous? Who's going to win that battle? And also, I believe Rusev's also going to collide with Dolph Ziggler in the match during the pay-per-view, which is going to be very interesting to see how that rivalry goes down. Because there is like I said, there is a lot of matches taking place this evening. Randy Orton versus Sheamus was confirmed this week. We also have the Intercontinental Championship match, Ryback, Miz, and Big Show. Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper from the Wyatt family. And then we have the Fatal 4-Way Tag match with the Primetime Players, Lucha Dragons, New Day, and Los Manazuti. We also have Steve Armel from Arrow teaming up with Neville to take on Stardust and Kim Barrett. Kevin Owens versus Cesaro. And then we have, yes, of course, like I said, Dolph Ziggler, Rusev. That was confirmed this week. And yes, Lana will be in Dolph Ziggler's corner and Summer Rae will be in Rusev's corner. So it's going to be a very, very interesting evening for the WWE, and I have I have no question that this 4-hour show is going to be a fantastic show. So guys, make sure you check out tomorrow because I'm going to have the full lowdown of SummerSlam, this big 4-hour show that is going to knock your socks off, and it's certainly going to be a big deal. And the question is, will Sheamus cash in? Remember, he's got the briefcase. Is he going to surprise us with cashing in and winning both titles on the night? I mean, can you imagine that? Sheamus winning both the US and the WWE World's title after Cena wins the championship? I mean, can you imagine Cena being cashed in again in SummerSlam? That's going to be like a big, big thing if that does happen. But like I said, we'll see. We'll see where it goes from here. But I'm not really going to brag on about it because you guys are certainly going to be very, very pleased when things start happening. That's one thing I can tell you on that. But until then, guys, I hope you guys subscribe, and I'll see you all for the review of SummerSlam tomorrow. See you then.